Hi everyone, I am going to be showing you today how to hook up your S-VHS deck for your Memory Lab to your computer. Now you have to specifically have this equipment, which I know not everyone got the same computer and whatnot, but this is specifically, I'm using the documentation that I created for Nuom. So hopefully this will help you guys, and I finally got some of this equipment and a space to do this in, so sorry I couldn't get this to you sooner, but we'll go through each piece of the equipment. We'll also take a look at the document that I have online, and then I'll just show you how we put it all together. So here is the front of this little mini rack that I got that has this is the power conditioner, okay? So I'm switching that on right now, and you can hear, so everything, all of these decks and the time-based corrector, which is back there, you can see the lights on, they're all plugged into the power conditioner in the back, so behind this. Now this just didn't fit in the back, so there's luckily one outlet in the front that fit. So I'm pulling this out. This is on wheels. Unfortunately, we were not able to buy this little mini rack for everyone, but it didn't cost too much money if you guys want to purchase it. So here's the back of everything. You can't really see the power conditioner because it doesn't reach as far, but it's definitely there. And so you just have to kind of reach under and plug everything into. There's like at least 8 plugs on the back there. Power conditioner is back in there, I promise, if you can see. And then we have right here our S-VHS, and there's a lot of wires, so I apologize, but so what I have going on here is I have my RCA audio cables, R red, right, and then this is left channel for the white. So you can see here that this is video, so that I find the output, wherever it says video out or output, I find that, and then I plug them in accordingly. Okay. So, and then I take this cord, and the other end of this cord gets plugged into our AD converter, because our audio goes directly from the deck into the Blackmagic design, and we're not using the yellow, which is the video, because we're using this S-video for that, but more on that later. So then we just plug it into left and right, red, right, audio in the Blackmagic. So then we've got our audio plugged in there. Now we have to think about how we're going to hook up our video from the S-VHS deck. Here is your S-video cable, which this is what it looks like. You want this flat part on top, okay? And then once again, you want to go from your S-video out, and I just kind of fit it in there, just nice and snug. Then the end of this cable goes into our little time-based corrector box, okay? This is the TV1. You might have a different one. So here's my documentation for Nuom, and you can just like jump, right? You're supposed to jump. Yeah, there we go. It jumps down to. So what I'm showing you here physically is represented on this wiring diagram. So this is the front of the TBC. This is the back, or your TBC will look something like that. So you have to have power for your TBC, and then there's always an input and an output. So the cord that's coming out of the deck is this one. This is the other end of it. Come on. wiggling it is much better. So this is the other end of the cable that came out of the deck, the S-VHS deck. And you put it in, once again with the flat side up, put it into the input, wiggle it in there. Then you get an entirely other S-video cable, okay? And because you should have two, you plug it into the output, and then you take the end of this new one that you just plugged in, and you plug it into S-video in on your Blackmagic design. Okay, now we have everything plugged in. It's great news. We just have to plug in our Blackmagic design using either the USB 3 cable or the Thunderbolt 2 cable, whichever one it comes with on the side. And then you don't need power for this one because the connection to your Mac Mini is what powers it. So then I've connected here, and then I need to connect here. Great. And then you'll have we also bought you, or had you buy a laptop cooler. Okay, so it's for a laptop, but really you should put your Blackmagic design on top of it. I don't have one, unfortunately, but I hope to get one soon. So that's because this overheats, and we don't, that should help it not overheat as much. So there is your setup. So this here is what is representing this up here. And now we will go into the software and test to make sure everything is running properly. I also have a Betamax in here, and I don't want you guys to get confused. This is your deck, potentially, that you might have. New Ulm, I know that you guys don't have this one, but this is what the majority of the, sorry, I just pressed power. The majority of the network has. So, just gonna press it in there, and it's totally gonna go in there someday. Press rewind. I already have the correct software on here, but what you will do is you will go to a desktop video, Blackmagic, and click on this, support center, yes. Now, what you need to do is search your model, and we have I think it's the shuttle. Yeah, shuttle. Yeah, Intensity Shuttle for Thunderbolt. And if you have the one for 3.0, then you choose that one. Now, I'm just gonna check my version, because I know my version works, so let me, so I'm going to my applications, because that is where my Blackmagic desktop video is. And if I open it, I just want to look at. Okay, so the version I have is 10.11.4. So you can, and now it seems like they always have regular updates on this stuff. I am reticent to try a newer update or to update anything because I know that this version right here, so I just scrolled down a bunch, but if you go to desktop video 10.11.4 and you download for whatever you're working in, most of you are working with the Mac Mini, so you would download that, and then it would, okay, you don't have to fill this out, just click down to this download only, and then it will download and do your usual thing for installing that software. It will look something like this. So here's your applications, which just going again. You could go applications, and then it's there alphabetically. So the desktop video, you click on this, and this is where your setup is. So you click on that, and then this is what you see. And just to refer back to the documents that I've made, right? So in the Word doc, I tell you all of this. So I say, I have a link there, and that's where you can go to download the 10.11.4. Look at me putting that in there. iMovie should already be installed. So desktop video. Okay, this is a weird thing that you can't really see, but I am going to. Okay. So you can see the screenshot better. And this is what you want it to look like for your input. And let me show you. So here's what Blackmagic desktop video setup looks like initially. I know it doesn't really make a lot of sense. You're like, what do I do? So you can click on the image of the Thunderbolt and go to video input. It might be on composite, but we're using S-Video. Okay, so click S-Video. That's all you have to do, and then click save. Okay, and then you can exit out of this. So then in our documentation, it says you should go to Blackmagic Media Express, and it tells you all about this stuff that we're about to do. So Blackmagic Media Express is right here in my applications. So I'm gonna launch that. Okay, we go to Preferences. So that's under Media Express. Preferences. It's different for Windows, and I mentioned that in the documentation. We want to make sure it's 525i 59.94 NTSC. Great. And then this is where you choose what you're capturing it as. And what we do at ours at DCPL is QuickTime Uncompressed 8-bit YUV. I like to, it might say something like, it might have stop capture if, it might have that selected, but don't, just deselect anything if it has it selected there. And then we're good. So, and then you can also pick where you want it to save and capture things. So we're good, we don't have to save anything, it should save it. So we just click out of it. Then we go to the login capture. Ooh, this is promising, I see something. I'm gonna hit play on my deck. Let's see what happens. We are getting a picture in, as we can see. It's a black and white movie, so, and then you can see the two channels of audio, left and right, the white and the red. And so if we click capture, then it will be capturing everything after we click capture, and then we click capture again to end it. And then there's this little thing that pops up there, and this is all in the documentation. So that's your clip, and then reveal in Finder, and it will open up a window for where that is. And unfortunately you can't, this is when you rename it and say, you know, the uninvited, or the uninvited. And then you can open it and test it either in QuickTime or VLC. I recommend that you download and have on your computer anyway.
Way, of course. None of those anecdotes I'm the family hot with.
Yay. So, hopefully that makes sense. Let me know if you have any issues. Memory Labs, yay.